Happy Pride to everyone tuning out there all around the world. Today we're going to go on a very special sail across the Hudson into the New York Harbor. And we're joined by the Hetrick-Martin Institute, who's a very great institute that's working with the LGBTQIA plus youth here in New York City for many, many years. We're going to learn more about it with Scott Maitland, who knows everything about the Institute, works with the Institute, and gets more partnerships with the Institute to spread the word of helping people who might have difficulty in other areas of life. So that is a wonderful, wonderful organization, and right now we are in the Schooner America 2.0, which is based on the same type of schooner that was constructed in 1851, won a huge award, and that was the America 1.0. And then right now a safety briefing is happening, so let me show you the safety briefing. My name is Ariel Vieira. I run a show called Urbanist Exploring Cities. I explore cities all around the world on live streaming and short videos, show you the hidden gems and the secrets. So let me know if you have any questions about New York. Happy to answer anything, but let's go. So we have Captain Shannon is going to be at the helm today.
It's my signature wave.
Yes, she's been in many of the past live streams. We also have a full crew of Classic Harbor Line. Classic Harbor Line is a great organization that shows people all around the New York Harbor. They also have a few other cities, and they go on jazz cruises, architectural cruises, military history cruises. The list goes on. It's an awesome, awesome service in order to get to know New York City for tourists and locals alike. So soon we're going to interview the Hetrick-Martin Institute, but let me show you how it is to embark on a journey on the Hudson River before we get chatting. Mater says it's a great channel as well. Hey Mater, thank you so much for tuning in. Hello Irene, let me know everyone where you're watching from. I'm wearing a rain jacket because it is forecasted to have light rain in just a little bit. So we will continue the live stream, rain or shine. Susie, nice to see you here, welcome. Hi. Hi. So here's another of the vessels of Classic Harbor Line. We are right now at Pier 62. Susie says, glad to see you without arm sling. Yes, I had a little bit of a bad trip yesterday, but luckily it was nothing serious and I have since then recovered. So this is Pier 62. These tours are open to the public. Anyone can buy tickets. This specific one is just for the Institute, but it's a fundraising event. We'll learn more about that soon. And now we are off. But the ticket booth is right down there. You can also purchase tickets at classichairborline.com. And soon I think we're gonna put up the sails. Yes, we're gonna put up the sails very soon. It's going to be very epic. So I'm gonna show you that first before we meet our guest today. So I think that'll be very fascinating. Now this is part of the entire Chelsea Piers area. It's a historic pier. Some of the biggest ocean liners in the world disembarked from here and also arrived, embarked and disembarked. Has been completely revitalized after it was left nearly abandoned for a few decades. We see the views of Hudson Yards there in the distance, covered in a shroud of fog. And for people who don't know, this weekend, right now, every weekend in June, it is Pride. It is a huge event for people of LGBTQIA+. but the list goes on. Anyone could join in on the festivities. And it has been going on for several decades, all the way back to the Stonewall Uprising of 1968. It has been an event that has kept on going, and it's a lovely event. Tomorrow on Sunday is when the huge Pride March or the Pride Parade happens, and that one's a big one. But all throughout the weekend and the week, there's a lot of events that go all around the city. And there, we're starting to see the foggy New York Harbor. Look at that. Wow. Oh, that's pretty cool. And now we're healing a little bit. I'm gonna sit down for this one. Susie says, glad I'm watching. Hey. Mary says, hope your arm is better. Yeah, my arm is much better. Thank you so much for asking, Mary. Slam that like button right now so we can bring these videos to more people all around the world. We've had a huge bonanza of live streams these past few weeks. We have at least 1 to 2 more left. The big one is going to be July 4th at 8 p.m. We're going to go live at the New York Harbor, and we're going to show you the fireworks. Susie says downtown Manhattan looks mysterious. Indeed it does in the distance. Rhonda from Hollywood, Florida, welcome. And yes, we are indeed on the sailboat. It is motorized as well. The winds aren't too high today, so it'll be a bit difficult to sail if we wanted to. But there's going to be a very special thing that's going to pop up on the sail soon, so stay tuned. Here we're seeing more of the beautiful waterfront. All right. So we're passing the neighborhoods of Chelsea. Soon we're going to pass the neighborhood of the Meatpacking District, and we're going to learn a little bit more about its importance with the Institute and the Pride events in general. Hey. Hello, Scott.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, am I holding this?
Yes, you're holding
great.
that. That's the
Am I
mic.
holding- okay.
Let's go here in the back where it's a
Yeah.
bit quieter. That's the front. Yeah, oh, sorry. Thank you so much for clarifying. the bow of the ship. And let's face the views of the Meatpacking District.
That sounds great.
I'll have you sitting right over here.
Wonderful.
So this is Scott Maitland of the Hetrick-Martin Institute, and what is the Institute?
Yeah, so the Hetrick-Martin Institute is the oldest LGBTQIA plus organization for youth here in the United States.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we were founded in 1979 by two doctors, Dr. Hetrick and Dr. Martin, who were actually also life partners. And you have to remember, this is 10 years after the Stonewall riots and just 9 short years after the first Pride Liberation March. And they realized there was a need for a safe space for young LGBT, kids to be themselves, their authentic selves.
Oh, really? And then a lot of those LGBTQI plus kids used to hang out in this area, right?
Yeah, at the Christopher Street Piers.
Yeah.
Christopher Street is kind of like the the birthplace of so many things. Stonewall is on Christopher Street.
Yeah.
Ballroom, which really originated in Harlem as pushback against drag balls in New York, was a safe place for Black and brown queer people to express themselves and be their authentic selves. And those youth who participated in balls would hang out at the Christopher Street Piers, and it's like a safe place just to be themselves. They were too young to go into bars and needed a safe place to chill out. But back then, Christopher Street doesn't look like it does now.
No, it doesn't.
And so people weren't hanging out there, so they kind of own that space.
if you want to get a sense of how it used to look like, you can check out Paris is Burning, a great documentary. And then what does the Institute, how is it involved with ballroom culture?
Yeah, so
And first, what is ballroom culture?
ballroom culture is kind of hard to define.
Yeah.
It's an amazing culture of black and brown, queer, non-binary, trans folks. As I said, it started out as an offshoot of drag balls, and there's another documentary called The Queen, and in that documentary, I think it came out in '69. In that documentary, Crystal LeBeige did not win, and she felt like she should have. And a lot of the black and brown queens were expected to lighten their skin to participate in ballroom, and she got pissed that she didn't win, and I agree that she probably should have. And rather than just getting angry about it, she decided she was going to do something about it, and she started up her own ball. But she did something even more important than that. She created the first house, the House of LaBeija. And if you watch Paris is Burning, you'll see Pepper LaBeija, and the House of LaBeija is still going strong. But she created a safe place, and she became the house mother. And we say that you have a biological family, but we then, as queer people, create our logical families, the people that we want to be with. And so Crystal was the house mother and had the first ball in Harlem, and it just grew from kind of its roots in drag, but then becoming something even more than that. So walking the runway and voguing. If you're familiar with Madonna's song Vogue,
Yeah.
she co-opted that from the ballroom scene.
And,
That's where it started.
And the New York equivalent of whacking as well.
Yeah. And so in the early aughts, Hetrick-Martin Institute and GMHC created the Kiki scene. And Kiki is ballroom for young people. It's a safe place for them to begin to hone their skills, figure out their identity, join a house, become something bigger than what they are. So at HMI, we have practices for Kiki twice a month. We have Vogue Femme Fridays, where it's a ball, mini ball at HMI, so the youth can participate. Just last weekend at Astor Place, we worked with the Kiki Coalition to create Youth Pride Fest, and we had a ball there. And in January, we host the HMI Ball, which is another opportunity for young people to strut their stuff and be their authentic selves.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And then what's the age range with the youth program?
So at HMI, we work with youth ages 13 to 24.
Okay.
And it's so important for places like HMI because if you really think about it, young, black, brown, trans, non-binary folks, they're the ones that fought back at Stonewall. They have been at the forefront of all of our rights for liberation, and they continue to be at the forefront. So having a space like HMI gives them an opportunity to be nurtured, to be authentic, to have something they can count on, to know that they're being taken care of. And the biggest thing that I think we're known for at HMI, and what we're most proud of is our mental health services.
Let's take a pause.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Let's show the sail going up.
Yeah.
And you told me before the show you haven't been on the sailboat for quite a while.
No, I have not.
But you have a little bit of experience going in the Caribbean.
I do. I was on a catamaran, so a little bit different than this kind of boat, but it's amazing.
Oh, that's amazing. So here they are putting up the sail. This happens every time you take a ride on the Schooner America 2.0. It takes a lot of physical agility and dexterity. And the guests joining us today, are they part of the Institute?
No, they're just supporters of HMI who, know about our mission. And I was talking to a player who this is their second time on this Pride sail.
Okay. So maybe watch your head, Scott.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, you're fine.
You're
Okay.
fine? Okay, good. So ladies and gentlemen, people of all genders, let me know if you've seen a sail being put up in a sailboat this big. This is the first time I've been in a sailboat this big. We showed a much smaller sailboat a few days ago at the Hudson River Community Sailing. Hello, Queens Girl says so cool. Almo, nice to see you here. Welcome. Susie says, I have not. This is a lot of work. Indeed, it is a lot of work. But all this crew is already expert at it. They do it so many times a week.
Yep.
And then we were referring to a little bit earlier the Christopher Street Pier, which should be around this general area. Yeah, right here. So actually, we're passing also by the Christopher Street Pier, right in front with the canopy. Oh, so cool. That's amazing. The beauty of maritime technology, ladies and gentlemen. People of all genders. Sails are officially going up. Yeah. Queen's Girl also says, wow, this is a lot of work, but so rewarding. It really is. Everyone, a round of hearts to the crew over here of Classic Harbor Line getting these sails up. All right, as we're passing Christopher Street, and the youth of New York, the LGBTQIA plus youth would have had struggled to find a place to hang out and to gather, right?
They still do.
They still do.
They
okay.
still do.
So, how has the Hetrick-Martin Institute provided like a physical space?
Yeah. So a lot of different things. Back in the early '90s, we actually created the Harvey Milk School.
And then let us know who Harvey Milk is. He's a very important figure.
Yes, Harvey. Well, it's interesting that we're on a boat right now because Harvey Milk was actually in the Navy.
Oh, he was. Oh,
yes,
yeah.
He was a naval officer, and he was the first openly gay elected official in San Francisco. I think in the country, but definitely in San Francisco. And unfortunately, we lost him to an act of violence. Him and the mayor of San Francisco. But Harvey Milk is originally from New York, and we realized that there needed to be a safe place where young people could learn. And so the school originally was not accredited. It was just a safe haven for people to get their education. It is now currently run by the Department of Education, so it's a fully accredited high school. And very excitingly, actually Monday is graduation, and there'll be 20 students graduating from the Harvey Milk High School on Monday. This year it's been very exciting because it used just to be 11th and 12th grades, and now it's all 4 years.
Oh, wow.
So freshmen through seniors. But even at HMI, for those that don't have a high school diploma, we help them if they'd like to get their high school equivalency. We have opportunities for them to get into college and do college prep work with them. We do job readiness to help them find jobs, internships, paid internships. We work with companies out New York to provide financial literacy so that they can understand, how to move forward and live their best life. I mean, that's really what we're about.
And I'm popping up some photos of the classes that have attended the Harvey Milk School. And then what other programs are there?
So many. So like I said, the biggest thing that we do really is focused on mental health. And we come from a model of liberation focused mental health services. And so what that means is, for so many, I know this is a worldwide stream, but for so many in the United States, mental health is kind of rooted in an insurance system. All of our services are free at HMI. And we don't call our youth clients. They're not clients, they're members. So when here in America, when you access mental health, if you're lucky enough to have insurance, you go through the rigmarole and they give you a diagnosis, and you start off and say, well, this is what's wrong with me. We don't do that. At HMI, we really focus on saying, you are perfect the way you are. Let's help give you the tools to navigate the world on your terms. And yeah, you're going to make course corrections, of course, but it's focused on you.
Right.
And we take that approach to everything we do. So 5 nights a week at HMI, we serve dinner. And we have a chef who makes nutritious meals for them, and we consider that mental health. because they're not eating solitary. They're eating with their peers.
Yeah.
We have case managers there.
That's a great program,
Yeah,
actually.
we have staff there. We can do check-ins with
Makes
them.
people feel more connected, too.
Exactly.
And so a community has developed over the years.
Absolutely. A family.
Oh,
a family.
A family, yeah.
We have a pantry. We ask folks to donate brand new clothing items, preferably with tags on them, so that the youth can go shopping. They don't call it retail therapy for anything. It means something. And when they go in and shop in the pantry, they're there again with the case manager, do a pulse check. Hey, what's going on? How are you doing? What do you need? We want them to feel like everyone else, because they are. They are like everyone else, right? So that's part of mental health. When they're getting an internship, we actually coordinate with the company, the youth, and it's a triad. So we're all connected, and we can act as a resource to support the youth, but also support the businesses. So everything we do is rooted in that mental health system.
And does the Institute work with other companies? Is it in partnership?
Yeah,
with
we have a very thriving. So my job is a corporate partner officer, and so I work with a variety of companies.
That's amazing.
If you have ever watched Pose, you may know Dominique Jackson, who is one of our ambassadors. And Dominique and DKNY recently partnered together to do a campaign about your favorite spot in New York. And Dominique's favorite spot in New York is the Hetrick-Martin Institute.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
And then also you appear in the New York City Football Club matches.
Yes,
and then the Pride event as well. The Pride March.
Our youth are truly spectacular. They have been at every single Pride event in all 5 boroughs all month. Actually, even back in May, because Staten Island Pride was the last weekend in May. They've been everywhere. Today is Saturday. They'll be at Harlem Pride. Tomorrow they'll be at the March, 100 strong. Marching in the Pride March.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, they've been in Brooklyn, they've been in Queens, the Bronx, everywhere.
So how big is the school, or how many youth do you have in the organization?
Yeah, so we probably work with about 1,000 youth within the organization.
Wow.
But there's also unfortunately, there are youth that have had bad experiences with agencies, and so they're just a little wary of engaging with HMI. So we actually hire youth who have been members for a while and pay them to do outreach to other youth. And so they go still. Christopher Pier is still a place where people hang out and congregate, but we go to the piers, we go to parks, we meet young people, and we probably hit another 4,000 youth every year. And we give them outreach kits, and it's like a little bit of dignity in a bag. So it's got a fresh pair of socks, toothbrush, toothpaste, floss, some body wash, a washcloth, and some literature about HMI, so they know that there's someone there in their back corner. At Youth Pride Fest, that was another outreach opportunity. So it wasn't just HMI. The center was there. Callan Lord was there, and it was an opportunity for youth to come in and just on their terms find out more information.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad that this institute is running and providing a safe space for people who might not have a safe space necessarily.
Right, and it's not just here in New York, actually.
So it's expanded to other cities.
Well, our goal is to provide opportunities so that we can train other nonprofits in our method and models.
Oh, great.
So that, if there's a nonprofit in, say, Omaha, Nebraska, or in Duluth, Minnesota, we can teach them what we know and our expertise. But we have a partnership that's been running since World Pride in 2019 with the Young Vic Theatre in London. And next month, some of our youth are actually going to London.
Oh, cool.
They're going to be partnering with the theater there and doing a semi-biographical show. But again, our approach to mental health is a little bit different. So when we send the youth, we're also sending a drama therapist. Because while it can be really liberating to share your story, it can also be a little bit taxing.
Right.
And we want to make sure the youth are supported in telling their stories. And so that's why we send a drama therapist.
And what got you originally into the Institute, working for the Institute?
I am 50 years young, but I came out in Dallas, Texas in the 90s, and the AIDS pandemic was still going on, and it still wasn't an easy time. I remember living in Dallas. October 11th is National Coming Out Day, and for those of us that were brave enough, we would spend our own money to take out a full-page ad in the Dallas Morning News saying that we were out and proud.
Oh, nice.
And I remember that, and when the opportunity came, I joined the team relatively recently on Halloween last year, and when I saw there was an opportunity at Hetrick-Martin, I knew I had to be there. I wanted to get back to my roots. I wanted a space that I wish someone had given me when I was younger. Yeah.
Yeah, Quiz Girl says she's watching from Philly. That's amazing. Let us know where you're watching from, and let us know if you have any questions for Scott over here about the Hetrick-Martin Institute. There's a fundraiser happening today.
Yes, there is. Yeah. So I think it might be in the bio or description.
It'll be in the description,
Yeah.
and we'll put the link in the comments right now.
Yeah. So donation $10 a month provides meals for 2 of our youth. And those little donations add up. So don't be afraid to. Don't feel like you have to give $100 to make a difference, but I'll be happy to take your $100.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
So let's show a little bit more of the sale.
Yeah.
And then we'll chat just a little bit more about the Hetrick-Martin Institute.
I love that.
I'll grab this. I'll come back to you about 5 minutes or so. So welcome everyone. Let's enjoy the views. Guests are enjoying it. They all purchased tickets in order to support the Institute, which is amazing. And right now we're passing by Jersey City, right over here. It's gorgeous. Hello everyone. Let us know where you're watching from. Hello Rhonda. Susie says nice work for the crew. They did an excellent job. We're still doing an excellent job. Awesome surprise is going to happen very soon. I think they're going to put up you'll see. They're going to put up something very interesting. So Classic Harbor Line put up the link right now. Thank you so much, Meg, who's behind the scenes moderating the chat. And she just put up a link right here, justgiving.com/campaign/pride-sale. Right up here, right up there. D from New Brunswick, Canada says, I love your videos. Susie tuning in from Brooklyn. Nice to see you here. Wow. It's a gorgeous day. Even when it's a cloudy day here in New York City, it's worth coming here. Shannon, what's happening right now?
We are tacking our way south. So the wind is coming from right under the Verrazano Bridge. You can see it right there.
Right
and
there.
That's our typical summer sea breeze. So this is a pretty standard direction for us. It's nice when it has a little bit more east in it.
Yeah.
Because basically we're a sailboat and we're using our engine as something. If we're pointed directly into the wind, they can't catch anything because of fluttering.
Oh yeah,
So
exactly.
we need to have an angle so that they can actually catch wind. So right now we're going back and forth, which is called tacking, on either side of the wind to try and work our way towards it. Because we're trying to get to the lower bay.
Also, we're trying to catch the wind. So the motor, is it going on or not going on right now?
It is going right now.
Okay.
You can hear it a little bit in the background. And that's because New York City is one of the harder places to sail because we have so many of these skyscrapers all around us.
Oh, they affect the winds.
100%.
Oh wow,
So
I didn't realize.
If you have a sunny day, but then there's a big skyscraper between you and the sun, you're in the shade.
Right.
Right? So it's the exact same for the wind. The skyscrapers create a wind shadow, or basically shade of the wind, where we can't feel it, or if you do feel it, it's very disturbed. It's kind of swirling around the buildings. So it makes sailing hard. So the wind has a lot of south in it, but there's still a little bit of east. So once we get past the skyscrapers, we'll be able to get that cleaner wind, hopefully.
Are you optimistic that we'll be able to catch the wind, or?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll cut it in a minute.
Oh, nice.
We've also got the current against us, so that's part of why we need to still. It's all about strategic sailing here in New York.
Yeah, it's not a game of checkers. It's a game of chess when you're out sailing.
Absolutely, yeah. We're not a motorboat, so we can't just power down and go where we want. We really try as much as we can. 2 cut engines and just purely sail, and then you're completely dictated by what you can do with the wind, your directions, and all that works.
So you personally enjoy sailing?
I love sailing. That's
oh,
why I do this job.
Oh, that's why you do it. Yeah,
It's
you
the
were telling me
only
that.
reason I'm on boats is to sail.
Interesting. Yeah, because motorboats is it's different. It's more you're focused on the destination as opposed to the journey.
Yeah. Yeah, circle line. So I was just checking with her. We've got another boat coming up. Since we're sailing, we do technically have right of way on them, but it's just easier for us to sail and get out of their way.
Right.
I got you, Laura. I'll tackle.
Go for it. All right. So in order to avoid getting to another boat, we're doing something. We're shifting sails, I think. Let's see. And then let me show you the flag that went up right over here. So right here, the crew, alongside the American flag, the United States of America, we have the pride flag flying high. It's going to be a little bit hard to get a nice view of it. Right here, you can see it. Hello, Randy. Nice to see you here. Hello, April. Welcome. April says, Christopher Cross Sailing. Ooh, what are you referring to? Susie says, come sail away with me by Styx is popping up in your mind. Indeed. And Queen's Girl says, wow, look at that cloud. Yeah, the clouds are fierce today. Here we have the New York City ferry passing by. We have one of the Circle Line sightseeing cruises. The views of downtown Manhattan with the Freedom Tower and the gorgeous skyscrapers. Historic and modern. NYPD boat right over here. It's nice to see a little traffic here on the New York Harbor. So now we are exiting the Hudson River, which continues all the way up to upstate New York. And then now we're going to the New York Harbor right by beautiful Statue of Liberty.
Now we cut engines.
Now what?
Now we cut engines. Now we're sailing.
Oh, yes. Oh, we're sailing. That's amazing.
Yes. We're about to get rocked. There's a boat wake that's hitting us right here. All the boats that just went by.
So sailing could be a bit scary if no one has been on it before. Does the boat ever tip too much? Or there's safety measures, right? It can't.
Absolutely. So we've got these boats are really unique. They're dealing with all this pressure above water, the wind. So to compensate for that, we have what's called a keel, which is like a fin below the water to compensate for all the sail area above, and that is full of lead ballast. So they have a righting point. They want to be right up.
Oh wow. So
we love it when they lean over. It's called heeling, and it means we've got a lot of wind pressure. We're probably sailing fast. We're not going to do that today because there's not enough wind.
Right.
So you can feel there's like a tiny tilt. But
also, when it keels, it's a good sign. Heeling.
A keel, it's what's below the water with the
I see.
Heeling is leaning up.
Oh, I see. Interesting. How did you learn sailing to begin with?
From my parents. We had the sailboat down in Mexico.
Oh, that's amazing.
Spending vacations down there. Yeah.
Right. So what do we need to be on the lookout now for? Is it just riding in the wind, or?
Yeah. So Ray is pretty much in control of the boat right now. She's completely in control of the boat right now. We have the sails set, which means that my deck crew isn't messing with them very much because we're not trying to do. We're just trying to do that tacking that I was talking about earlier and go as close to the wind as we can. So all of our sails are set for that upwind mode. And Ray is driving the boat to try and control for any little shifts that happen, any tacks that happen. And then she's also looking out for more boats, which we're all doing constantly as well. I was talking to you before and then I got distracted because there's another boat coming. So my brain is always in looking for other boats mode.
It's good, yeah. Also jet skis are sometimes out here as well.
Jet skis are sometimes out here.
And the Speed Beast, or the Beast, is right over here as well.
Yeah, exactly.
These guys are cheating. They got a motor. We're doing it the real way. It's pretty empty. Oh, wow.
It is pretty empty. I've never seen it that empty.
Gotta go on one of those. And then, is it possible to, you mentioned that you can play around with the sails, so it's possible to adjust the sails so much that you'll catch the wind very fast and you can go much faster?
No, It's
Yeah.
more like depending on the angle. If the wind is coming at us from under the Verrazano Bridge right there, so it's
Yeah.
coming this direction. If our boat is trying to go this way, we're going to have the sails set at a very different angle than if we're trying to go that way. Just in regards to the relation of the boat and how they can catch the wind the best to power the boat.
But would it be possible to go faster on the sailboat?
Totally depends on the amount of wind.
It depends on the wind. Okay.
With this amount of wind, there's only
Yeah.
so fast we can go. But if the wind increases, then our speed will increase.
So if the wind increases, is it possible to slow down, for example?
Yes, by having your sails set in the wrong position to go fast.
There we go. I see. Okay. So there is you can control the speed of the boat just using sails.
That is what sailing is.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Perfect. Okay.
100%. That's what we're trying to do. At a certain point, yes, our speed is relative to the wind. So depending on the level of the wind, there's only so fast we can go. We'll hit a point, we call it hull speed, where the boat physically can't go any faster. You can keep adding more wind. We're not going to go more faster. We're just going to heel more.
Also, there's a maximum limit.
Yes, there's a maximum limit.
Even in a hurricane.
Yeah, you'll just break your boat.
Also, there is a maximum
You'll be going
wind
really, really
as
fast,
well.
and
Yeah.
then you'll break your boat.
Oh, I see.
That's why we avoid hurricanes.
So right, precisely.
Yep.
Oh, that's cool. Thank you so much for letting us know your insights.
Absolutely.
Enjoy the rest of the sail.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Everyone, that was Captain Shannon. She does a lot of Classic Harbor Line rides. So you might see her if you're riding on the tour yourself. And let me show you the beautiful Statue of Liberty right over here. April says, my ex-husband was big into sailing. I could do all sorts of sails between small islands inside the Bay of Mexico, but too much all open water, I can't. April says it's easy to get seasick. You do get used to it if you have no experience with riding boats. I heard from one of the employees of Classic Harbor Line telling me that it's all psychological, or at least mostly psychological. So I think if you don't focus too much on the shakiness, it is possible to not feel as seasick. But of course, there are limits. As Shannon mentioned, it could get very rocky, and anyone will feel sick in that case. But at this speed, in this harbor, it generally feels okay. Does Classic Harbor Line charter boats for longer sails more than a day? Girl, that is a great question. There are charters. Meg, who's moderating right now, Classic Harbor Line, can answer you that question. Or you can find out more at classicharborline.com. Rob says, great view behind Shannon while I was talking with her. Yeah, great views. Let's explore more of the boat. Wow. So right here we're facing Ellis Island. Ellis Island has a land bridge as well that connects to New Jersey. I mean a pedestrian bridge. There in the distance we have the Verrazano and we have a jet ski. So Classic Harbor Line is answering Queens Girls' question, saying we do day experiences only. The boats are available for private events along with public ticketed events and experiences. They're typically between 1.5 and 3 hours in length. Look at that. Wow. Gorgeous. Okay, here we're getting a little bit of a view of the pride flag flying high. Scott,
Yes.
can you tell us a little bit about the importance of the pride flag?
Oh, wow. Yes. Yes and no. I will say
It's a
that,
long history too.
Yeah, so it's gone through many iterations. Matter of fact, the flag that we see is not the first iteration of it. The very first iteration had more colors, and for practical reasons, it wasn't printed anymore because of the colors.
Right.
It was hard to produce. This flag is probably the most common pride flag with red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. But it's gone through so many more iterations, and now we've added even more amazing colors to the rainbow flag, and that includes black and brown to represent the amazing people of color that were there at the forefront. Like I said, at Stonewall. They have added the transgender pride flag colors, which is pink, blue, and white, to that flag as well. And sometimes you'll see yellow with purple for intersex as well. We have such a diverse, amazing community, and that's why at HMI we say LGBTQIA+, because we want to try to encompass as many unique individuals and make them feel seen because they deserve to be seen. And also the plus at HMI is everyone's welcome at HMI at Hetrick-Martin. Not everyone who goes there is queer. We have straight people there as well. We don't care. If you are in need, we are there to support you.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. And why New York specifically? Of course, the founders were from here, and one of them was an NYU professor. Right?
Yeah. So Dr. Hetrick was a psychologist, and Dr. Martin was a professor at NYU. That's where they were living, and that's where it was created. I think at one point, prior to the beginning of the pandemic, we had thought about adding more HMIs throughout the country, and then the pandemic happened, and that kind of made us shift our focus. And we realized that actually what might be better is to work with other organizations throughout the United States and worldwide and teach them our approach to mental health.
Right.
From that liberation-focused model that we were talking about earlier. Because we can't be everywhere, but we can work with organizations and teach them and use the HMI model to make a difference.
And that said, what do you think is the future of HMI?
Wow. In a perfect world, my vision is that we will no longer need a place like HMI.
Oh, yeah. Indeed.
Because all of us will be given the opportunity to just be accepted for who we are. But until that happens, I think HMI is going to continue to be the leader in mental health services for young LGBTQIA+ youth. We're going to be there to keep supporting youth, lifting them up, celebrating them, most importantly. Matter of fact, most nonprofits do a gala every year, and it typically consists of like a black tie dinner, and those are great. And we decided that we wanted to switch it up a little bit, so we have a ball.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it'll be Thursday, November 16th here in New York City at Terminal 5. Everyone should come, but it's an amazing party, and it's not just about getting donors together to give money. It's about showing our youth at their best, at the top of their game. We want to celebrate their successes, not focus on the mistreatment of them. We want everyone to see how capable, how spectacular, how amazing they are, how they are a treasure and a gift to all of us.
Right.
And they're there too. We don't just celebrate for them; we celebrate with them.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Yes. It's not just like a prom or something like that.
Yeah, it's
a celebration for everyone.
Exactly,
both the organizers and the youth too.
Yeah, and then we hire 4 houses to perform. So not only do we raise money for the community.
So you mentioned one house so far.
I mentioned one of the original houses. There are 2 houses of note that I'd love to mention, and there's so many. So if anyone is in a house, and I did not mention your name, I mean no disrespect, but there are 2 houses of note. The House of La Beja, because they were the first, and then the House of Extravaganza. And the House of Extravaganza was the first Latin house.
Oh, cool.
So those are the legendary houses. But there are so many other houses, especially in the Kiki scene. There's the House of Juicy Couture, there's the House of Old Navy, so many of them. I would not be able to list all of them.
Right.
And the house system has expanded. It's not just here in New York. It's nationwide. It's worldwide.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, the last time there was a convention of houses, it was actually, I believe, in Amsterdam last year.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. In Europe.
Yep.
And then do you do collaborations with organizations in Europe?
Well, like I said, we have that collaboration with the Young Vic Theatre in London.
Okay.
And they had come in 2019. That was World Pride. That was the 50th anniversary of Stonewall.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
And so they wanted to come see where Ballroom was born.
Yeah.
You know, and we developed this amazing partnership with the young people there, and so we're helping them with, you know, what we know about mental health, and they're giving our youth opportunities to learn about drama and theater, and it's a really amazing collaboration. So if you are wherever you're watching, if you're interested in collaborating with HMI, reach out to us at hmi.org.
HMI.org, and how can people again contribute to the fundraiser that's happening?
Yeah, so like I said, there should be in the description a place to donate. Can I look at my phone for a second? I know we're live,
go for it.
but one of my colleagues set up another page as well. And actually,
wonderful.
it's what's cool about it is it's on the live stream, so you can check it out. But if you visit hmi.org/Pride Sale, one word,
Perfect.
then you can watch this live stream and donate as well.
Nice,
Yeah.
wonderful. Scott, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much for
thank you.
telling us about HMI, and I'm so glad this youth program is growing and provides such a great space for kids all around New York City.
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
I just want to say that we tell our youth that you are perfect the way you are. So I want to say to all of you, you are perfect the way you are. There's nothing authentically on your terms, and know that you are supported. HMI cares about you.
It's amazing. It's a great message to end meeting Scott over here. So thank you everyone so much for watching. I'm going to show you a little bit more of the harbor. Scott, it was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you again. And keep up the great work.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, everyone. So let me show you a little bit more of the views. We're catching a little bit of wind right now, as we can see with the sail. It was great meeting Scott Maitland of Hetrick-Martin Institute, HMI for short. And wow, marvelous. So luckily we did not get any rain, so we are lucky today. This is awesome. Hey, DS says, chill back with Elias, says, welcome back, Ariel. Happy to be back. Nice to see you here. Oh, here we can see the flag flying high. A little bit in better perspective. That is the Pride flag, standing for the LGBTQIA plus community. We're sailing right now at the Schooner America 2.0, which is the schooner in Classic Harbor Line. You can ride it yourself. They have great tours here. Meg, who's moderating right now, could tell us a little bit more of the tours that happen here at the Schooner America. They're really cool. I do recommend them if you want to have an unforgettable night in New York City. I mean, every tour that they have is an unforgettable experience, because you truly see New York from a whole different perspective. It's very easy to get lost in the big city and not realize how huge and massive this city is, but also how connected it is with the water. Hetrick-Martin Institute, thank you so much for tuning in. Hetrick-Martin Institute, saying in the comments, we love the Pride flag. Yeah, it's beautiful. Beautiful flag that they put up there. Huge too, flying high. Look at that. April, the name of the boat is Schooner America 2.0. Schooner America 2.0. People are enjoying, the guests are enjoying their time over here. It's a nice smooth sail. Round of hearts that joined in. We didn't get to meet any of them today, but they are supporting the Hetrick-Martin Institute via coming on this sail, which is awesome way to support all the proceeds go to HMI, which is amazing. Asked, what's my favorite part of the collaboration? There were so many favorite parts, and oh my God, we have an army of jet skis here in the distance. What is happening?
Jet ski parade thing.
It's a jet ski parade. Is this normal? Have you seen this before?
Yes,
Yeah,
I've seen
you.
this before. One of the captains on the boat called in. He was like, "It's an apocalypse coming down the East River." And they just asked me, they're like, "What does he mean?" And I was like, "It's the jet skis. They're coming."
It's like Mad Max on water, or Waterworld.
Go, 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 go.
Right. Look at that, everyone. The jet ski parade. This is not abnormal. It has happened before. Wow, look at that. So DS, a lot of things have been a favorite experience of mine. It's been wonderful just sailing in general. It's unforgettable to be a little bit further up in the Hudson. Can't deny that. All right, everyone. The jet ski apocalypse has begun. If you've ever seen the film Waterworld with Kevin Costner, this is basically a real life version because they use jet skis in that film. I've never seen so many jet skis in my life. This appears to be a jet ski parade. I'm not sure if it's associated with Pride. Is it associated with Pride? No, it's just a parade on its own. Wow. Hey, April says, wow. DS says, wow, that's so cool. Susie as well. Yeah, this is amazing. So not associated with Pride, just a random jet ski parade. Rob says, oh my, yeah, it's quite a big sight. I love how the water is getting hazy with all the jet skis passing through right there in the distance. David says they are not fun when you see them when you are kayaking. I dislike seeing the jet skis on the Long Island Sound. I can imagine if you do not want to be stuck in the middle of that. I assume if we were on this hill and we got stuck in the middle of that, that would be very bad news. But luckily, the Schooner America 2.0, the crew here, got advance warning of the jet ski parade. DS says you'll never know what you'll get on the Classic Harbor line. Yeah. Susie says, would you ride a jet ski? I've ridden on a jet ski at least once in my life in Puerto Rico. It was very calm waters in the southern part of the island near Ponce. We went to an island that's called Caja de Muertos, which means Island of the Dead. Quite a very stark name, but it was actually a very peaceful, beautiful island with a nice little beach. So on calm waters, it was very nice to jet ski. That's been the only time I've jet ski so far. Would I do it again? I think I would, yes. Almo says it wouldn't be allowed in the Thames. I don't think so. Yeah, the Thames doesn't have this much life on its harbor aside from ferries and other types of industrial boats. But here, there's more recreational life here in the harbor of New York. The ferry, this is the New York Waterway ferry that is coming over from New Jersey, has to somehow evade these jet skiers because that waterway ferry is supposed to be going towards Manhattan right now, not towards Brooklyn as far as I know. So something's happening. Okay, everyone, we're about to be surrounded. This might be a jet ski ambush. We have jet skis coming from this direction over here. Let us know, would you jet ski in the New York Harbor? Seems kind of fun. Seems rough, though. Yep, we are now surrounded by jet skis. There's jet skis right by the Statue of Liberty over here. towards New Jersey. To finish, DS asks, how deep is the harbor? It goes pretty deep. I think it's about 40 feet deep in some places, or even more than that. I think a lot more, but it's pretty deep. Bad service. All right, shaky service here, but right there we see Governor's Island, more jet skis passing through. Let me know where you're watching from one more time. Slam that like button, press subscribe. We are going exciting. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. I'm Ariel, and I run Urbanist Exploring Cities on YouTube. I do short videos and also live streams of places all around the world. I'll show you the secrets, the ferry rides, the public transportation, the food, the architecture, places all around the world. So if you love New York Harbor, you can see videos from Copenhagen on the water and the canals, Amsterdam's canals, Venice, London. I've been on the Thames a few times, and not just maritime activities, but things all around land and beyond. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. This is Classic Harbor Line. Be sure to come on one of their cruises next time you come to New York City. Say hello to Shannon if you end up riding Classic Harbor Line, or to any of the crew over here. And round of hearts to the crew for giving a great sail today. Highly recommend coming on these things. It's as a tourist, because I've been to many other cities around the world, I would recommend coming on a cruise like this. It's a great way of seeing New York City, and to me the price is more than worth it. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. See you later on July 4th, 8 p.m. and then on my own live streams, Urbanist Exploring Cities, or Instagram, Urbanist Live. Keep being awesome, and always keep on exploring. Stay curious, my friends. And happy Pride to everyone out there. Bye-bye.